So, player changes during the player break. Okay, the actual changes.
Yeah.
The announcements we have so far are what? Um, Skulls
Malbs.
is potentially going to Furia,
Yeah.
and we lost CadiaN.
Yes. And
Liquid without an IGL. What happens?
I don't know because I really don't understand like any IGL that could go to Liquid at this point. I looking at who's like not on a roster right now, no one looks up to par. And I swear to God, I know
It,
everyone's making the joke, but I swear to God, if Nitro goes back to Liquid, I
oh.
I will instantly not give a fuck about this team at all.
No, personally, I thought you were gonna say if they make Yakendar IGL again.
No, if anything, honestly, if I was betting, I think Twist is going to be the IGO from now on. At least they're going to run with it for at least like maybe the season.
That would be cool. I think he said some stuff in some player interviews about that before. I couldn't imagine like a Twist versus Kerrigan IGL game. That would
Would be
probably
pretty
freak
funny.
me out a little bit. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. But I'm all for Nitro coming back. I mean, the second
Don't
time,
care,
you know what I'm saying, dude. If you don't fail, just go to a different game.
I will instantly not give a fuck about this team if Nitro comes back to Liquid. I feel
I
bad. I'm sure he's a great guy, but
It's
Jesus
just
Christ.
mighty convenient that they announced him being benched on the Valorant roster right when CadiaN go aheads and makes his own exit. But you got to think there's Stewie,
Yeah.
who's potentially grinding on Twitch every day that could
Mm-hmm.
find his way to an NA team. I know he said that he feels like he needs to be the pillar of NA, even though people want him to go to an international roster. So it could be Stewie, Nitro, Twist, and
Alish.
Naf again. And then we get the bald man himself, and we just make the NA super team, and they just start getting grand slams again, and NA is back on top.
Who you gonna throw the op on in that roster?
Stewie 2K.
Oh, you're not even gonna put it on Nitro. He was always
No,
out before.
no,
Oh, okay.
Nitro stays on Deagles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he better give
You
any
you
gun to
you, you
anyone.
saw Stewie pick up the op at Dallas, right?
I may have blinked a few times. I'm pretty sure he was lagging.
Oh,
It
he
was his
must have been
teammates,
lagging, bro. Yeah, honestly,
It was
bro, the
land.
ping was pretty crazy
Yeah,
over there in Dallas on the.
I don't know. They were really going after my boy, but I don't. I looked at his HLTV just after Dallas, and all I can say is stats don't matter, and HLTV
stats don't matter.
is a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, and that rating makes no sense because it doesn't account for the one thing that matters:
Vibes.
aura.
Oh, my bad.
You got here close.
I thought he was giving the whole team good vibes, bro.
No, man. You and I were in the crowd,
Yes, true.
and man, it was a different type of event. Just because that man was on stage, he could miss, and we would still cheer. I mean, he did miss a lot.
Yeah, I mean we
but
cheered.
he was a goat.
We cheered Nexa throwing a smoke so he wouldn't be burned alive. So I mean,
Yeah,
probably a good thing he's not on GT
I
anymore.
wonder if that Molly from Nexa, man, if we could throw a replay here of the Molly that caused Nexa to just sit in and die, and in the immediate next round, I think he dies to a Molly again.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think he died to 3 mollies or something like that.
That's just
at least 2, but I think it's 3.
It's a sad way to end your career on G2 because I mean he definitely had some crazy moments, getting like a 3K immediately afterwards, and calling him the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. Well,
man, it's a sad way to end. Yeah.
Good thing he went to Blast Spring Finals and instantly showed that he was way better than that, right?
Yeah, man. He was there, and man, they were so good that they had to leave early.
No. Yeah. They actually, it's like graduating early from high school. I'm just too smart.
Come on, Monacy wasn't there. He got there. He literally just got off a flight, got taxied over to the event, walks in the door, plays like an hour later, shits it up out of the bed. I mean, can you blame him? Like, or just being tired and traveling and instantly going into like an S tier event, trying to fight for your life, and then immediately going home. But
yeah, I mean, I think
what a waste.
The worst part is honestly just the fact that Hooksy comes in there playing with Taz, their coach, who hasn't played the game in probably about 2 years, like competitively, and even when he was playing competitive, it was like tier 3, and they have the same fucking rating.
Who's the Hooksy hater on the casting?
Oh, fucking Kassad.
Yeah.
the bleed
Oh
coach
yeah,
now.
yeah. Because I'm starting to see his vibes, man.
Yeah,
'Cause,
honestly.
I was part of. We're silver elites, so
Yeah.
we were part of the Giga
Oh,
Cad.
core, bro.
Gig,
I love Giga
holy
Chad
shit,
Hooksy.
Giga Chad Hooksy was a moment in our lives that we will all remember.
I
But
mean,
it's over. It's fucking over,
yeah,
dude. Something's gotta
yeah. I
change.
don't think it's nothing
What needs to
sustainable with
change?
him in that roster at this point.
What needs to change, James?
I'm glad Nexa got out because that had to happen.
Yeah.
As a certified JKS lover, I I was forced to dislike anything Nexa did that was trash.
Uh,
But he did have some good clutches at Dallas that he was
okay,
basically handed from the Falcons.
they're getting rid of Nexa,
But
but it's heavily rumored and basically already confirmed that Mobs
mm-hmm.
is going to replace him. Isn't
Mm.
that just replacing? They're kind of the same exact guy, same level of play.
So
Is that really going to change anything?
maybe, but like I think, in my opinion, Malbs has a bigger upside and has more potential that like we haven't seen yet. He's been
I
mainly
mean, that's fair. He
playing
hasn't given
on
a chance.
tier 2 teams and stuff like that. And I think he's honestly pretty impressive. And whenever he's like actually on fire, he's crazy. Like he looks insane. Like he's aimbotting basically.
Yeah, I mean, he's
So
got
I
a
feel like
1.14 rating on HLTV. Everything in the green, impact being huge.
yeah. What are these stats from? These are all matches. Let's look at the last 3 months or something like that.
This is all time, yeah. But
Yeah.
if we go to the last 3 months, it's even better.
133. Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's fucking insane. I mean, like
last
he's
3
been
months, though,
insane.
that 1.33 is against
Yeah,
what teams?
obviously. A bunch
Wild
of
card, NRG. I mean, there's some legacy.
yeah.
I mean,
He's not great against like
some
tier
good
1,
ones.
but he's also playing with a bunch of people that aren't great for tier 1. I'm really interested to see him on like an actual tier 1 team that's gonna go against like good competition for a while. I don't think he'll like show up instantly and be like crazy or anything like that, but I actually believe that eventually he'll have a good like career. I
Well,
think
no,
he's probably my like most anticipated to see like where he goes.
it looks like the last really big, at least top 10 team they played was G2 in April
Mm-hmm.
of this year, and he had a 1.33 and a 1.15 rating. So no wonder that put
Yeah.
a a bad mark on G2. They're like, we gotta get this guy on our side.
Yeah, this guy fucking kills everybody.
You know, maybe I understand G2's logic. They don't scout; they wait until someone fucks them up enough,
yeah, shits on him.
and then they go get them.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
maybe that's a strategy. I
I've
don't
been
know.
waiting for Malbs to get on a good team for like I feel like at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I think he was on Pain for a while. That's whenever he first started kind of popping off. But yeah, I'm excited for Malbs to go to G2. I think this will be like the real test for him finally.
Okay, no,
And I know he can speak English. Like he speaks really good English too, so they don't have to worry about that.
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I have another question. Then
Yeah.
is this the end of Nexa? Can't see him back in tier 1 again, probably.
I think he could be in tier 1, but he's gonna be like on some fucking like I don't know.
Retirement home like Falcons.
No, probably something more like Fnatic, to be honest, or some shit
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. They're
Which,
I could actually see that.
which, debatably tier 1, but
They have the chance to get back up there with Blame
Yeah.
F now.
but I don't think it's over for him. I think he really needs to just stop being around these guys. Like, I understand they're great friends and everything like that, but every time he's around Nico and Hunter, it instantly just becomes worse for him, and everyone just starts grading him on a different level than we would if he was just by himself. 'Cause, I mean, on OG, no one fucking liked OG because they were ass,
Yeah.
but at least like no one was hating on him, and maybe he just needs a new change of environment again.
Yeah, I would like to see a role change from him, but he's done IGL, he's done an anchor role. I would almost like to see him be ultraly aggressive, almost like an old time entry fragger, because he's got aim, and he's got that mind during clutches.
I mean, I think he used to basically be their entry when he was IGLing for G2, and so it was weird for them to replace.
Yeah,
I get that the whole conversation around replacing JKS was he didn't talk enough and we wanted more voices, so we got Nexa, who we know talks, but he's not gonna hold down a site like JKS would,
yeah.
and there's better anchors to hold down sites like that. So I just don't understand where the change came from in the first place.
Yeah.
I think it was destined to fail from the start, especially when you don't have if you're not gonna frag, like the whole reason that Hooksy was working on the old like roster was because JKS could frag like that whenever Nico was missing or something like that, or Hunter was missing, and Nexa is almost never gonna do that, in my opinion.
No, I gotta agree with you there.
So
It's definitely painful. But moving on from Nexa, I mean, we have the next probably biggest bench out of the season or the player break so far, and that's CadiaN leaving Liquid.
mm-hmm.
Liquid now has an opening. I know we talked about it a little bit already, but where is CadiaN going? What is he? What could possibly happen with CadiaN next? Because I mean, if we look at the top ranking teams, there's almost no uh, ranked 20 plus team that really has a gap for an IGL like that.
Here's what we're gonna do. If Halzerk leaves Complexity, do we replace him with CadiaN?
Didn't Hauser just resign?
Did they actually announce that? I hadn't seen that.
I think they. I think he did. I think he
well,
did.
that's probably way better anyway.
Well, I would.
I don't know.
It's
honestly,
weird.
It's so.
I feel like a place that could use him in the top 20 is Heroic.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't know the background on that. I would assume he's probably has
They
a
just
grudge
picked
against
up
the Oregon would not
Dexter.
go.
Yeah, I don't think he would ever go back. But even then, they just picked up Dexter, and Dexter's probably a problem in himself, like personality wise. So
Yeah, he's only caused chaos in the rosters he's in.
yeah, so who the fuck knows? But
put my boy CadiaN
I'm
on
not
Furia.
about to spend like the amount of money that I did for Dexter and then try to get CadiaN back.
Could you imagine like Furia with CadiaN? I feel like if anyone's gonna buy into the CadiaN mindset, it's gonna be some fucking Brazilians.
That's fair, honestly.
And what he's trying to do, that's probably right. Yeah.
Hey, he better get ready to learn some Portuguese.
I mean, dude, they're struggling, falling.
We're not even gonna send him to China. He's not gonna learn Chinese. He's gonna learn Portuguese.
Well, I know Furia is also apparently trying to get Skulls.
Yeah.
Which is strange to me because I don't feel like Skulls is really. I don't feel like he did bad, but he hasn't shown to be like someone that a team like that should desire as their first choice. Maybe it's not their first choice and they're just falling on him.
Yeah, I mean,
or getting him cheap from Liquid.
It sucks. It just feels, especially right now, every time we see a Brazilian star start to show up, they get changed to a new team, and then they kind of like falter pretty heavy. I don't know if it's just them not getting the roles that they were used to, or the team not playing the same, and they just can't find the same success, or what. But yeah, it just seems like every Brazilian team is just recycling each other. But I'm hoping that Net Fury does find like a good team again. I know they got rid of Art and everything, so.
And have you seen the creation of Into the Breach yet? What they have going on?
Yeah, with Smooya.
And so Smooya, Kiaz, which I know he was joking about Kiaz going to other teams and just trolled everyone.
Fucking trolled.
And then Juan and Snapsy. Who do you think the fifth is on that one? Have they said that yet? I haven't.
There was a lot of rumors that it was going to be Rigon, so that they could have the IGL from.
That would make a lot of sense, huh?
Whatever, not Bad News Bears, Bad News Eagles, but Smooya tried to very adamantly deny that, so it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, that seems to be the trend, right, with Smooya at this point. But
so who knows?
I don't know. They could.
They
could definitely come in swinging, though.
I do think it's weird, though, if it is Rion, that why did you not announce him with Juan Flatro and Synopsy? So, I don't know. It's so hard with IGLs in particular right now to, like, even guess. I don't know. Let's get Mezzy. Mezzy, go IGL into the breach.
Mezzy, go IGL.
No, fuck that. I don't want Mezzy to ever IGL again.
And I think it's an interesting team to watch, even though we've kind of seen this assembly of players before, but I think that they could come in and definitely shake some higher teams up to be more challenging and kind of like a wild card. You know how we have always those like 9Z at Dallas, and then the some lower ranking teams making it through in the majors. I feel like this could be one of those teams that just come in and catch a lot of S tier teams off guard and actually make it through groups.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely
could also completely capitulate.
Yeah, they definitely shoot hard. I mean, that's the good thing. They're gonna be shooters, but
I mean, I'm happy for Kiaz. I feel like Kiaz, out of that Gamer Legion dream run they had at the major, has had some of the least success coming out of it. A lot of a lot of that Gamer Legion roster went to move on and are doing really good, but Kiaz, I feel like got left in kind of the limelight a little bit. Uh,
Yeah, I mean the only other one that you could debate is A Core
yeah, of
because
course,
I couldn't even tell you what A Core team A Core is on right now.
It's him and Kiaz, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for sure, definitely. But it must suck to see like your IGL get with such success, getting up to rank 1, and your other like JL.
JL was on Apex. You're talking about Emo.
Yeah, not emo. Sorry, making it to a major and actually winning the major.
Even though he had nothing to do with it.
It's just it's sad. I mean, I feel like if I was on a team being silver elite, seeing my carries go out and carry beyond me, it's a little sad. So I hope it works out for him and into the breach at least.
He's just missing his blue player.
He needs a blue carry.
Yeah, he needs his blue player carry.
He needs a blue carry. That's fair enough, man. God knows he was orange.
Hopefully Smooya can be that.
Was Kiaz orange?
No, Smooya is definitely orange.
Oh, Smooya. Yeah, you're right. You're fucking right. Yeah,
he got to pick up the op. He's gonna miss probably about 3 like sitters and then hit some nasty shit, and you're like, this guy's great.
I'll never trust an orange player. Sometimes even when I'm orange, I feel like I stop trusting myself.
Oh, 100%. I might as well just be throwing flashes the whole game if I'm orange. I actually just turn the voice comms off and listen to music as soon as I'm orange. It's just the rules.
Jeez. Okay. So
speaking of Ime though, what are we thinking about Navi? You think he's gonna stay? Or do you think they're gonna change? I mean,
I don't know.
Blade has kind of hinted at the fact that they're not gonna make any roster changes until the end of the year.
I think I did see that interview, that HLTV article recently where Blade said that they really have to perform next season. So I don't think they're going to make any changes, but I think they may have made changes if it wasn't for the fact that they ended so well with Blast and making it to the grand final.
Yeah.
I think they've recovered a little bit there in the sense of their outlook by the public and where they are in their rankings, that they can show that they're actually still a title, defender or contender.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I think it's worth keeping for the time being, and just see what happens next season. But obviously, next season is going to be even more pressure on them, because if they continue to fall out of groups and not make playoffs after getting the grand finals at Blast, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, are they going to that the World Cup?
Yeah.
They're going to be there?
Yeah.
So they have the World Cup and then Blast Fall Final to really make an impression before they probably are going to start thinking about making core changes. The thing is with the new ranking system for the major, though.
That's my biggest problem, like with the ranking system with the major, is I would love to honestly see Liquid get rid of Yukindor too, but they're probably never going to do it because they're going to lose their spot. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I don't know. I guess it's a blessing and a curse, because I could see someone debating that they wish teams would stay together longer to actually work out their differences and become something greater, instead of throwing in the towel like as soon as they hit a hard point.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it for that aspect, but then at the same time, shit can get really stale, and it causes orgs to not be able to reinvent themselves because they're forced into this leash. Kind of like Liquid's a good example. I think everyone's pretty much aware that they could have kept going, but that shit was not going to work.
No.
It's not one of those teams where it's like, they just need to keep grinding. I would say Navi, even though they just won the last major, is one of those teams that would probably like just keep working with each other, keep getting better. There's probably good futures there, but man, Liquid's not that team.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm glad that Navi showed that they can actually be competitive again. I mean, I like JL. He did fall off of a cliff after the major. I'm glad he showed up and actually was good. Wonderful is crazy whenever he's crazy, but sometimes he's just so passive that it's just like, yeah, he can kind of just get like forced out of bomb sites pretty easily and shit like that. So
I mean, I don't know if they're forcing him to be more crazy, but he had some crazy moments in Blast.
Fucking insane, bro.
Like, I think I told you the day that they were having the game. I honestly forget who they were playing against because I was just watching Navi. Maybe was it the final? Fuck, I don't know. I'll look it up. But
final.
It was Anubis, and it was was wonderful on a 2v3 situation. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I told you I'll play the clip here if I'm able to, but he peeks into CT, kills him, immediately 180s into E-Box, and absolutely decimates him, only to turn back to connector, him walking out of the smoke onto B site, and no scopes him to win
Yeah.
the round. And I was just like, that is that like spice of simple that I want to see in this man that can hold titles and actually contend for grand finals. And man, he can just be so crazy.
Yeah.
Like
No,
it,
he definitely has the skill. I think whenever as he gets more experienced and everything like that, I don't see why he couldn't be at least like a top 10 opera, if not
yeah,
top 5 or some
JL
shit like that.
definitely has the best personality on the team and probably the most fun to watch. But I always find myself wanting to just stick on Wonderful
Yeah,
because
definitely.
he just has crazy random pop off moments, and it just seems like out of nowhere. I will say another one to bring up is the roster changes. I know it didn't really happen during the player break, but it's
Yeah.
getting rid of Dia
And
and Hades.
Hades. Yeah.
Uh,
And bringing in some Dai Young, which
and
is kind of
honest,
wild.
yeah, some Young on the same team as Glaive. You would think the contender IGLs would cause some issues, and maybe it will.
And
But
maybe they'll get rid of Glaive. I don't know.
I honestly feel like it's insane that Glaive has managed to stay on that team for so long, even when it was 4 Polish people against his one
Me
game
fucking
soul.
I thought it was like just written in like destiny that he was getting kicked from that team within the next month once they got 4 Polish people.
Yeah, ranked 25 right now, and they've only been fluctuating down with the attentional tick ups with good showings and random events. Usually, the lower events where not as many S tier teams are there to put against them. But
Yeah.
I just, uh, we're avid goers of IM Dallas, as you can see on our back wall.
Never missed
We
one.
were there when Ents won against FaZe, and it was the best fucking series of maps last year.
Hmm.
Um, and I miss Ents a little
Yeah,
bit.
me too.
I miss their
I
logo. I miss seeing them around.
I honestly was so like sad whenever because I love Madden and Snappy too, and I was just
Yeah,
like I just did not understand why they would go to
Falcons.
Falcons. I mean, obviously, some Pius is also crazy and just love to watch. But yeah, it's that money, bro. And I
They
get
chase that
it.
bag.
It was so sad. And again, you get to play with Zonic and Magisk and shit. But yeah,
And what have they accomplished? I
fucking
think
nothing.
their biggest accomplishment was recently. They got to the grand final against Complexity in the
Lost.
challengers
Yeah.
thing. I can't even say the word to be honest at this
Is it
point, but
Yashiping?
well, it is
I
now because you said it,
yeah, I'm
and
pretty
I
sure
can't
that's what
even
it's
tell you
called.
if it's wrong,
I'm pretty
brother.
sure that's right. But yeah, I mean their biggest accomplishment has been wasting Dupree's fucking career.
Yeah,
That's what it's been,
De-
honestly.
Dupree being the highest ranking or the highest rated official on that team, constantly carrying them probably to victory. I'll say it's in between him and some Pius, but some Pius being on the op. Let's just say the riflers on the team. It has been Dupree only. Like,
I mean, I don't know if you watched the match between Falcons and Aurora on Nuke,
go on.
and it's literally Falcons' best map, and he drops 50 on them, or not 50, 30, and they fucking lose, and it's baffling to me because everyone else is just fucking ass, and I just don't get it. And I love Madden, and he's just fucking ass on this team for some reason. I mean, he's
Yeah.
always not been like the highest fragger or anything like that, but it's just like it just
He's
doesn't work
lost
for
his
some
aura
reason.
for sure. I mean, he used to have that swagger on the server in the sense that when you knew it was a 1v1 on Madden, he could basically take almost anyone head on and you wouldn't really know who was going to come across as the victor.
Mm-hmm.
But now he seems like one of those riflers where you just kind of like shun them out of the round half
Yeah.
the time and just continue on and they win because like you were saying, pulling it up here, I mean, he had a .52 rating with 11 kills to Dupree's 29, the second best on the team, the second only other positive rating person being Snappy, who had 19 kills. And again, it's not all about the rankings. You go watch that game, like you were saying, it just felt like you were watching Dupree fight a whole team by himself, right?
Literally, he starts the game off like 11-0 or some shit like that, like 9-0, and just no one is doing anything. They only win the first pistol round because Dupree gets a fucking ace on it. Everyone else just fucking dies, and it's like it's crazy to me because if you watch that map back, the casters the entire time are just talking about how they can't believe Aurora let this go to Nuke because that's Falcon's best map, and then they just beat them on it. And there's a round in there where it's 5v5, everyone's fucking alive. Falcons plant the bomb, and then Aurora ninja defuse it in the smoke that Falcons threw.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking painful.
It's crazy. There's one round that's pretty funny where Dupree kills himself with a nade, but he gets shot right as he throws it. So that's.
I mean, to recover from that one, they 2-0 Party Astronauts. They 2-0 the Mongols, which has been mildly on a hot streak, but they haven't been necessarily hot streaks on S tier events, even though Valve's ranking system disagrees.
I mean, they've been but they've been beating good teams.
They have been beating like pretty established teams, but they have yet to face probably like the top 10. In a manner that would actually cause some induced stress. But then they 2-0'd Ints after their roster changes, which is a brand new roster. We'll give it to that. They were probably just using this event as a growing pains and to figure out what they were doing, and then they just get absolutely smashed by complexity. I mean, at what point the Falcons should have the money, right? At what point are they going to start figuring out how to change this? I mean, now that it's coming up, like, why wouldn't they try to go for CadiaN? You think CadiaN would go to Falcons?
I mean, no, but especially because you have both Snappy and Sampaius, which are probably two of the best in their. I don't know. Sampaius is like, but one day he's fucking amazing, one day he's complete ass.
But with the recent results and how they're looked at in the past, wouldn't you think that they might want to kick Snappy out and pick a new IGO up, one that could bring like a personality to the team, since they seem like
I could definitely see it, but then you have to replace both Snappy and Sampaius, which I think is way harder than just replacing one.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like if it was up to me, if it was up to me, I'm letting Dupree go just so he can actually have a fucking career that's worth a fuck somewhere that actually deserves him.
Yeah, that's what I want to happen. On paper, I can't imagine Dupree and Magix are going to want to do the type of roles and strategies that CadiaN wants and what he tried to imply in Liquid, but you never know. I mean, my thought process is CadiaN could definitely lead a team to being an S tier team, like a top 20 contender.
Yeah.
And there's just no other place. And if I was Falcons, there's no other thing I can think of doing, because you already have such good people other than getting rid of Madden and getting rid of Snappy and trying different calling styles and switching up roles. Which, if you put CadiaN on the team and then find maybe a decent bench player and have CadiaN just focus on IGLing and being a secondary op over Sampaius and just see if you can make that work. I mean, there's some like kind of a future there. I doubt it would ever happen, but just kind of brainstorming.
What if the funniest thing happened?
What?
And CadiaN replaced Glaive on Ints.
See, that's possible too, but I mean, I feel like Ints has fucked their team up so hard that I don't think he would even want to go. I mean, with Sumda Young and I don't know, it just it doesn't feel like they mesh. I feel like at that point you might as well just go Falcons with two of the most well-known Danes in the league,
Yeah.
And then see what they can do.
I mean, honestly, I think Dupree would be completely fine playing underneath CadiaN. For me, it would be more Mattis that I would worry about. He seems way more opinionated about how he wants to play than Dupree does. But I could be wrong. I mean, just from like interviews and stuff like that, that's the vibe I get. But yeah, I mean, obviously you want to play with the best Danish coach that we've ever had. Probably best coach ever,
I mean, I would imagine that would be like a dream scenario for CadiaN being, let's get Zonic over me, let's get Dupree, let's get Magix. He's been on the sideline. He watched that team go through their own era.
Yeah.
Maybe he can help them do something different. I don't know. It would be interesting. It would be weird knowing the history, I guess, behind Astralis and Heroic if he were to go to almost a mimic team of what Astralis was, but still, I mean, like, where else could he go?
Yeah, I don't know. That's my biggest problem is I just have no idea where CadiaN even fits in.
I mean, at this point, put him on Fnatic
I fuck.
and just have Blame F be an anchor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's how struggle it
I
is.
mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I just don't know if Blame F will ever agree to it. Blame F, kind of crazy. Are you going to
He's
tell Blame F?
not-
Are you going to tell Blame F no?
Well, his rating does go up when he's not IGLing.
Oh, I mean, of course, I would hope so.
So maybe he would just be like, all I have to do is shit on kids coming to my B side or something like that. I don't know.
Bro, no one's throwing flashes for him whenever he's on B side. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard, like especially just the the inclusion of having to be an opper and a fucking um IGL at the same time just makes it so hard to find a spot for you on any team.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is the team I'm forgetting here that has the potential to turn into all sorts of weird stuff is Cloud9.
Yeah.
What the hell is going to happen to Cloud9? What do they got cooking? Because they are going to Blast Fall Finals. You know, they tweeted out they will be there with their new team. They must have an idea of who they're choosing already.
Yeah.
Who the hell is going to Cloud9? What are they cooking? And
I would assume they're getting Heavy God. I've heard that's been pretty rumored.
Heavy God, yeah, I have seen those rumors of specifically him, but there's 3 spots.
But yeah, I have no idea, especially your IGL position. Obviously, you're probably going to want an all Russian speaking team. So yeah, I have no fuck. Oh wait, now you have Boomage. I don't know why I thought IGLs, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess op is really the main thing because like I don't see Wonderful leaving Navi.
Well, Simple's not going because
Yeah, obviously.
of the obvious reasons.
Yeah. So, and then I'm like, who do you go from there? I mean, I forgot who it was that Shiro replaced as the opera on Spirit, but he was pretty good. I can't remember his name right this second, but so I could see him going. I don't know what team he's on right now. Uh, you're probably better off just looking up Spirit. Yeah, that works. But yeah, I'm very like I could see him definitely going there possibly. Um, besides that,
Was it Art Frost? Yeah.
and he's pretty good. He's not like the best, but like he's definitely competent. He's kind of like I almost get some pious like comparisons from him because he's just so like he's either gonna be crazy or sometimes he's just not gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean, he is on this Paravision team now. I don't know how exactly locked he's in, but if you think any org can get him, it would be Cloud9's money.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really if I had to take a guess, that's where I would go. Like that, I assume it has to be him and Heavy God, and then I don't know from there. Cause you got rid of Hobbit, obviously. I mean, we still have Exile on the team. Who, holy fuck, I've never seen a fall off harder than that in my life.
Yeah, and I really hope he can come back to his acclaim of being one of the best riflers ever. But yeah, that is a really, really big fall off and a big shame. Remember being huge fans of him. I mean, I still remember him just absolutely demolishing Astralis when they were on their downfall.
Yeah.
Borderline killing that team like Refresh did to Liquid. Like,
Yeah, I remember just like the again Dallas with the Cloud9 versus FaZe whenever they won and just the crazy ass fucking highlights he had in that game and shit. And it's just I don't know. I don't know if it's a CS2 thing or what, but like even
yeah.
before CS2, it felt like he was kind of like on a downfall.
It's
And
hard
just
to
got
say that
worse.
it's just CS2 because I feel like I have seen glimpses of the past on him. It's almost like a mentality or just a whole mental change. Yeah, I mean maybe just the atmosphere in Gambit was just different. It was like the whole team and synergy that they had. He just felt like he could be the king of the world on it, and he just hasn't been able to find that same energy since. I can mildly understand that, but it's sad that
Yeah.
he can only peak in that one type of environment. I would like to see him go in other teams and just demolish and be one of the stars of that team to the point where you know they're winning because he's on it. But
Yeah, I'm really curious to see who their fifth will be because if I had to guess for Heavy God and Art Frost, and then after that, for me it could be anyone really
yeah,
because at that point I'm way more interested in trying to make sure that Exile gets back into form than anything, so that way the team can actually just benefit and actually work together and stuff like that. Because I feel like if you can't get Exile back to where he was, then he should probably go at some point too. Because there's no point in trying to keep reigniting this guy who's never gonna get back to his peak.
I can understand that. Well, man, I think that's pretty much a majority of the news right now during the player break and all the benchings. You have anything else?
Not really. I mean, besides Falcons, if you're listening, I fucking hate all of you for wasting any potential of my GOAT Dupree being the GOAT right now. I hope to God, like, somehow, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Put Glaive and Dupree on Liquid, and somehow they'll be the best team ever. I don't know how. I pray for it every night. I don't, I will make a sanctuary in every corner of the house and then I will make sure that Dupree becomes the GOAT and wins the next major again.
If you think he's fucking joking, he's not. I promise you, there's sometimes where I wake up and I just find him crying in the middle of the house, just wishing Dupree was on a team that supported him.
If I'm listening to a game, I will fall to my knees in a Walmart whenever I hear the Falcons lose. I fucking hate everything about them wasting Dupree. Just the fact that Dupree was fucking like dropping 30 on Heroic and Paravision beforehand. So I'm just, I hate everything about it. And I love Zonic and all those players on Falcons, but I just want Dupree to be good again. Fuck it, dude. Replace Bro with him. I don't care. Just give me Dupree on a good team.
Man, if they brought Dupree back to Astralis, that would be awesome.
I would love it. Give me double D. Give me double D.
I didn't even think about it, man.
Give me double D. Oh, that's all I want. Clutches galore.
I fuck with that. All right, man. All right. Well, I guess that concludes. And, this is the first episode. I will say we're going to be starting our own Silver Elite ranking system, okay? Because what I see in HLTV, dog water.
Valve rankings, fucking absolute trash.
We will be making our own ranking system, which in the far future they will be using to pick what teams go to the major, okay? And you know what our most valuable stat will be in this ranking system? You understand?
What?
Aura.
Yeah, I fuck with Aura.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
that's all I'm saying.
My favorite measuring stick is Spite.
Spite.
Yeah, who hates more? Ugh.
Who hates more when they win and lose? You can lose, but if you lose good, you'll go up. You'll go up.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand?
If you lose, no, actually, in fact, if you lose worse, then you're gonna have more spite the next time you face that team. You're better now.
Yeah. And that should play into our betting that we're also gonna open.
I bet Dupree wins.
If they go into a match with spite, they should have a lower betting range because it's more likely they're going to win.
I'm pretty sure that's why FaZe hasn't won the last couple events, is because they didn't have no spite.
Yeah, they lost all their spite because they shit on everyone.
Yeah, they had too many playoff grand finals and they lost all their spite.
Yeah, I need Rain outside Nuke with fucking spite.
I need everyone to no.
Okay, all right. That's where I guess we're wrapping up. Okay, thank you everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.